Hola clase. We're going to learn a new tense, the present progressive tense, or el presente progresivo in español. This is basically the ing ending. Okay, so let's take a look at what the present progressive tense is. Present tense, the boy runs. Present progressive, the boy is running. It's that ing ending. I eat would be I am eating, or we talk is we are talking. Right, there's that present progressive. You need a form of estar, or in English a form of is, right, to be, and then that ing ending. But there's a big difference in Spanish when it comes to this versus when we use it in English. In English we use it all the time, right, all the time. I am eating at 5 o'clock tonight. I'm going to go running with my friends in the summer. But in Spanish, you can only use the ing ending if you're doing it right now. If I say I am running in Spanish, it means I'm running. I've got my shoes on, I'm outside, I am running. So that is the biggest difference. And you can see the present progressive tense is used to say that an action is happening right now. So again, when do we need to use it? Or what do we need to use it? Well, you need estar. So estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. A verb, obviously, you need a verb. You need an NDO ending. Some teachers will tell you take off the AR, the ER, the IR. Again, I've taught you to just kind of take off the R, so you can leave this A on if you want and just leave an NDO. Doesn't sound as good as ando, but works just as well. The iendo ending for ER, IR verbs. And then again, you just understand that this means ing in English. Let's look at some examples. So again, you need a star, right? You have to. Like, you can't say I running in English. You have to say I am running. So it follows the same rules there. But again, estoy, estás, está, estamos. Always fun. Estáis and están. Then a verb. Let's look at the AR verb hablar. So we drop the R. We add the NDO ending. You have hablando. Now if you do end up dropping the AR, then you'll have to do the ANDO. Whichever works best for you. Again, estar, but let's look at an ER verb. So we have correr. Now that whole dropping the R versus dropping the last two letters gets a little tricky here because you'll notice if you drop the R, you can't just add IENDO because you already have an E here. So for ER and IR verbs, I might go ahead and just drop both of them. Drop the ER, add an IENDO. Unless you can think of another rule to use for yourself that would help you. Again, estar. Let's look at an IR verb. Now an IR verb works pretty good. You drop the R, add an ENDO ending. It's just ER is a little tricky here. So compartiendo is sharing. Corriendo is not eating. That would be running. And hablando is talking. Okay, well, let's see it in action. I used yo just because I want to show you what it looks like taking both the E and the R off. So present tense, right? You drop your ending. For yo, you add your O. Corro, I run. Now for present progressive, a little, just a couple more steps. You need a form of is. So estoy. Yo estoy, correr. We're going to drop both the E and the R. Add our ending, corriendo. Yo estoy corriendo. Okay, now let's look at correr, just all of them, comparing the two. So you can see this is just present tense. I run, you run, he, she runs. It could also be I'm running, like I'm running to the store later. Yo corro. And then present progressive, you can see as you write down. Maybe you can try, before you click on to see what the answer is, maybe you could try it in your head. And notice the endings, no matter what, I, you, he, we, they, it's still corriendo. That's what makes this tense really easy to learn, just corriendo. And all you have to do here is choose the correct form of estar. Yo estoy, tú estás, él está, nosotros estamos, ellos están. Let's compare compartir to share. Let's just go through here real quick. So here's the present tense. I share, I'm sharing, I'm sharing my cake later, right? I could use this, yo comparto. But if I'm literally sharing my cake right now, maybe my son's sitting next to me, we're sharing cake, then I would use the present progressive ending. Now again, it's going to be yendo for all of them, for all of these, but you need the correct form of a star. So maybe in your head, try it before you click on for the right answer or pause it. Estás compartiendo, está compartiendo, estamos compartiendo, and están compartiendo. And last one, to compare the two, we'll just click through here. Hablar, you know, it's drop your ending at an O, drop your R at an S, drop your R, he, she, let it be, right? Drop your R, you're done. Drop your R at an MOS, drop your R at an N for they. But let's see how the present progressive would work. Now, why don't you pause here for a second and see if you can do this on your own before I go through the answers. Okay, so hopefully you got estoy hablando, estás hablando, está hablando, estamos hablando, están hablando. So again, notice it's the NDO ending for all of these. It's just the form of a star that changed. All right, so now you're going to give it a shot right here on the back. Number one, yo, and I've got comer. So what is the present tense? If I want to say I eat, what would you get? Now, before you just click through for the answers, I highly recommend you at least try to come up with that in your head. So again, you're going to drop the two, add your O. Yo como, I eat. Now, present progressive, you got two steps, right? Present progressive. So you need a form of estar, yes. So yo estoy. And then you need your ending, so comiendo. Same thing here, yo, right? Remember, you need to drop your ending. So, yo practico. And then present progressive, what are our two steps? Two, because I can. Two. Yo estoy practicando. There we go. At any time, pause if you need to. Okay, it is still your turn. I'm just going to go through the answers really slowly. Again, I recommend you pausing before I show you the answers to see if you would be able to get them in your head. So present tense of beber using ellas, beben. And for present progressive, están bebiendo. Next one, número 7. You live, so present tense, vives. Remember, an IR verb will change to an E. And then we have present progressive, estás viviendo. And then last set, número 9, right? Número 9. Nosotros andar. Andar means to walk. So andamos, the present progressive. Nosotros estamos andando. Okay, now there are some caveats, right? There's a couple of warnings here. There's almost always exceptions, no matter what the rule is, always exceptions. Sometimes this yendo ending will just cause too many vowels. So if you keep in mind, Old MacDonald had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Whenever you see this combination, an E-I-E or an E-I-O, then you know something needs to be changed. And it's going to be the I is going to change into a Y. So creer ends up being creyendo, way too many vowels. So we're just changing that to a Y, creyendo. Right? Oír would be oyendo. Leer, leyendo, and ir is yendo. I would recommend focusing on these two because really, if you're saying you're reading, you're probably reading right now. So this is a good one to know, to practice. And if you're going somewhere, you're probably going right now. Like I'm going to my mom's. So that means I'm leaving, I'm in my car, I'm actually leaving and going to my mom's right now. Try not to overgeneralize. I always have a little fear in my heart when I teach this to my students because English Americans, people who speak English, we use this all the time, the ing ending. It's in our speech constantly. But in Spanish, it's not. It's only if you are actually doing that thing when? Right now. So often when, as an English speaker, we would want to use the ing ending. As a Spanish speaker, we use the infinitive. For example, if I say sleeping is good, I'm not going to say durmiendo because I'm not sleeping, right? I'm not. I'm awake. I'm talking to you. So instead of the gerund, I would use dormir. I'd use the infinitive. Or we prefer sleeping. Again, it's the infinitive because I'm not sleeping. I'm just talking about it. And then we are sleeping. Oh, look, we are sleeping. Paul and I, we are taking a nap. We are sleeping. We're asleep. Our eyes are closed. We could say estamos durmiendo. We wouldn't because we're asleep, but you get the point. Okay, now this right here, this video, is this last part here. Just watch until right before the 3-minute mark, and you're going to, that's a little confusing, I understand, I apologize, but you're going to be filling these in as Cyberprofe walks you through how to do it. And if you're still confused and you want a little more information, you want somebody to explain it a little different way, Senor Jordan's tutorial is here. Now you're going to want to skip through parts of it because he does a lot of practice with words that we don't really know. But the beginning is really good and the last couple minutes are also really good. All right, adios, clase.